Hi guys, how you doing? Happy Halloween! This is Madhvi here, and we are back with the predictions for the month of November. And as you can see, I've got all these lovely four decks, different decks lined up for you. The Urban Tarot, this is a new version of it. I did review the earlier version of it. If you want me to review the newer version of it, let me know in the comments. I will do that review video, but the cards are brilliant, as you will see. I'm going to use this one for the general readings. Then the Dreaming Way Tarot is for the relationships and romance part of the reading. The Dreaming Way Lenormand deck, yep, Lenormand is coming back. So we're going to use that for the work related readings. And the Inner Landscape Oracle deck, I'm going to use again, just like last time, November. I'm also going to continue with my shadow work theme here. So I'm going to be using this particular Oracle deck to talk about the shadow work aspects for those of you who are interested in that. And as always, the timestamps for each sign are given in the description of the video. You can just directly click on that timestamp and the video will jump to that particular sign. Also, my suggestion is to look for the prediction for your sun sign and your moon sign and your ascendant sign. So that way, and combine it all. So that way you get to see a much more clearer picture, much more comprehensive picture, as much as possible, as much as personal as this kind of a reading can get for you. And if you need a personal reading, if you need readings for very specific topics, questions, subjects, issues, whatever it may be, you know, you can always reach out to me. You can always book a reading with me. I have posted the links in the video description, so you can totally have a look at that. All right, so without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, your tarot blogger, deck and book reviewer, and maker of these awesome videos on YouTube. I'm also a tarot card reader and mentor, and an author of this awesome book on tarot, which is available on Amazon, both paperback and Kindle, all over the world. Now, all of these links and more are in the description, so do check that out. And at the end of this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more such awesome tarot videos. Alright, so now let's see how May 2019 shapes up for the water signs, which are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. First up, we have Cancer. Here we go. So this is your general reading, which basically, is the overarching sort of reading. And then, it may include the relationship, the work, and the other areas and stuff, but it also covers areas not covered by, these two other specific life areas. Okay. So the overarching energy here is, two of cups, that is love, and then we have six of wands, victory reversed. This is interesting. This is a very interesting energy. Okay, so Cancer, this is going to be a very interesting month for you in terms of meeting people. Could be even romantic stuff, right? All kinds of meetings, one-on-one meetings, right? Are highlighted. And again, because this is general, we can't necessarily say this is all romantic. This could be romantic too, but this could also be hanging out with a very good friend, or several different friends, but one-on-one. Okay, while this is going on, we have here the Six of Wands reverse, sort of paired with it. And in the reverse, this card is saying, don't try. This is what I'm feeling right now, right? Don't try to, whenever you meet your friends, your loved ones, whatever, one-on-one, don't try to show off. Don't try to one-up them. It's, whatever it is that you will discuss. You don't have to necessarily always show off or win whatever discussion, whatever issue, whatever topic is being, whatever it is that you start discussing. Like, I don't know, just for instance, if you all meet together and you all are talking about some I don't know, some Netflix series that you both watched, right? And let's say your friend has one opinion about it and you have another opinion about it. Now, whatever you do, like, you can both share your opinions, and that's fine, no? But you don't have to overpower him, or you don't have to always sort of show him that, hey, my opinion is better than yours, him or her, right? That's what I'm saying. That is the kind of, you don't need to always win every situation here. Sometimes in a relationship, two different people can have two different viewpoints, and it is perfectly okay for that to be. There's no need for someone to be a winner and a loser and all of that. In both of you can be winners. So this, and you're going to be having, facing that sort of energy there, or dealing with, whenever you meet, whoever you meet, whatever is going on, the general energy of November will be, there's no need to show off or show yourself to be superior in front of the other person that you are with at that point of time. It it might make you feel like, hey, because of this, I feel like such a loser, but that is not the case. That is definitely not the energy at play here. Because if you go around doing that, people are going to start avoiding you. They're going to think, of you as some sort of smug person, and then they may not like hanging out with you, right? Sometimes, most times people are okay with different views and perspectives, most times. So don't be that guy. That's all I have to say. But that's the general energy at play here. Let's see how it goes with the relationships arena. And here we have the Ace of Wands reverse paired with the Ace of Cups. This is very interesting. You got two aces here, right? So, the desire to do something, that Ace of Wands, right? The desire to kind of, achieve something. And Ace of Cups is overflowing joy and happiness. So this desire, Ace of Wands, is a little weak. It's not necessarily giving you as much positive vibes, so to speak, but for some reason it makes you overly emotional. So what I see is okay, what I see is, this is again two layers, or maybe three, I don't know. Let's see how it comes. Let's say if you're single, okay, you might meet someone you find mildly attractive, and that's going to make you all sorts of emotional. Although it's just mild attraction, but you're going to get all emotionally worked up about it, or in a happy way. Really, it's not necessarily it's not sad, it's happy, but it's just a mild attraction. So I don't know why it should make you very happy. But maybe, if you're single, maybe it's been a while since you've actually felt something that way. Even if it's mild, you haven't felt it for a while, so maybe that's what makes you emotionally all happy and giddy with joy, that sort of thing. The second layer is if you're already in a relationship, right? You might find that the spark might have gone away, or the spark is going away, or the spark is slowly coming back, that sort of thing in your relationship. And no matter what happens, the fact that there is some sort of a spark, still you feel very happy about it. Now, it is, or maybe instead of looking for a very physical sort of connection with your partner, you're looking for more of an emotional connection, and you actually do find one there, which makes you happy. The third layer here is, just general relationships, any sort of relationship, that might show up or have some prominence in your month, is that, the desire to sort of connect with each other is there, but it's not very strong. But the emotional connection is extremely powerful and strong. So do with this knowledge what you will, right? Let's see what the work energy is going to be all about in November. You have clover, which is luck, quick luck, and child, okay, which is like a beginning. So there's going to be some sort of a lucky new start or new beginning that's showing up in your workspace, and literally it's going to be a very nice lucky break, that this sort of beginning or starting something, some fledgling new activity or project, right? It's literally going to be a stroke of luck that you're going to find it. And again, this is not something big or huge. It has a potential to grow, yes, but this is just quick luck. So when this shows up, take advantage of it. Don't ignore it and it's too tiny round. No, no, no. Take advantage, because this has potential to grow, and this is your quick luck. Sort of, so in a rare sudden moment, something shows up. So don't ignore it. Don't say, okay, whatever, maybe. No, take it up, see where it goes. This has lots of potential. Okay, so maybe in a burst of quick luck, you might get a small new project which you think it's small, too small for me, or something like that. But no, it has a lot of potential. Just start working on it and you will see it. Point is, this luck has shown up in your path. Don't disregard it. Okay. Now, finally, we have the inner work or shadow work or journaling and thinking, contemplating sort of card here. So if you're doing any of these things, or any of, and whenever you feel like doing any of these things, this card might help you along the way. And you have, what is this? Missing piece. Very, very interesting. So here we have an image of a puzzle that's been almost completed. Only one little piece is missing. And then you have three puzzle pieces on the side. And it is very likely that only one of them will fit in there, and the rest won't. So you need to figure out, or maybe these three pieces are there, but none of them fit this spot. You know what I'm saying? So the missing piece of a puzzle. So here are my thoughts about it, right? For you to think about, ponder, journal, all of that. What are the missing pieces in your life which will kind of put that whole puzzle together for you, right? If your life was a jigsaw puzzle, or your ideal vision of what your life is supposed to be, if that was the puzzle, and everything else seems to be in its place except for one or two other things. So what are those things? What are those missing pieces? Why are they missing? Where are they? Do you know where they are, or do you not know where they are? Do you know how to go after it? That sort of thing. There's a lot to unpack here, and you can spend a lot of time thinking through this, or feeling your way through this, or trying to figure it out inside of your head, or you can journal about this, right? This is something very, very interesting. These missing pieces of that puzzle what do they represent to you? What are they all about? And do you know where you can find those missing pieces, how you can find those missing, that sort of thing? And once that puzzle is complete, here, this is something I'm just going to go out there and say it. Once that puzzle is complete, do you think you will be happy, satisfied, content, or you'll be like, okay, on to the next puzzle then? So, what is it? Think about it. This is something very, very interesting to think about, to journal, all of that if you need prompts. Shadow work again. What are the missing pieces of your personality, your psyche, that you have deliberately maybe put away, hidden, right? Or what is it that can, be brought from the shadows to complete this puzzle, and have it, look beautiful for you? That's something to think of. Wow. Okay, so that's a lot. That's a lot to think about and journal and stuff like that. You can maybe just take one thread or many, and just go with what you feel. Or you may have a totally different interpretation of this image and come up with your own conclusions. That is completely fine. Go ahead and do it. Okay. Okay. So the next one is Scorpio. Hmm. So Scorpio, this is your general reading, which basically covers the whole life area, so to speak. For the month of November 2019, you have what? Queen of Discs, and she's the matriarch in the reverse, paired with the Ace of Swords, also in the reverse. So, okay, Queen of Discs. Now let me turn this image right way up so you can see it. She is the matriarch. She is the one that kind of holds everything together in the family, right? She's the motherly figure. She's also someone like who's very practical, very sensible. Everybody depends on her, believes her, trusts her, comes to her for, help, guidance, everything. But she's also very, good at keeping everyone together, linked. She's the sort of force that keeps it going. Now, Scorpio, in your life, is there such a person, not necessarily a woman, but is there such a person in your life who kind of holds everything together for you? In the reverse, this card is telling me that either or are you that person? You know what I'm saying? In the reverse, this card is saying to me that there's going to be something that distracts you from being who you are, like specifically this way, or this, something is going to distract this person from being who they are. If this is someone else important to you or in your life, and so on and so forth, there's going to be some sort of energy that kind of, creates a discordant sort of energy in this whole unity family energy there. It could be personally in your family, or it could be your work family, or whatever, sort of group of friends which have become like family, that sort of place where you are united, by whatever thread, a group of you. And maybe there's this one person that holds it all together. Point is, there's going to be some sort of discordant energy around this person, and slowly you will see that sort of spread out into the other, in the group that she's part of, and or he's part of. And it's probably going to emerge from a lot of confusion and lies and manipulation with this Ace of Swords reverse. There's something really weird at play, and that is causing that discordant energy, specifically with the, with the groups of people that you belong to. And something's not quite right there, and that is why everything is feeling like you feel there's a shift in the energy. It's like disconnection. It's like maybe arguments, maybe a little, manipulation, some sort of lies, some sort of troubles there. So that's going to be the energy of the month, you focusing on this energy and trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes with all these sort of groups that you belong to. And by groups, I mean friends, family, work, wherever it's, you and a bunch of people are coming together and interacting with each other. You are going to have to pay attention to what is the undercurrent, what is going on below the surface, behind the scenes, beneath the surface, all that sort of thing, to see and understand what's going on. Because there's a lot of manipulation and weird business going on. So just pay attention, okay? Don't get caught up in all that drama. Now, coming to the relationships and love readings, again, this could be any sort of relationship. So let's see, we have the Four of Wands reversed. And the Fool card also reversed. This is interesting, all these reverse cards, right? Four of Wands, again, celebration. See, this, again, you see in the background of the matriarch card is like some sort of family dinner celebration, right? And you have the Four of Wands, which is about celebration. And like also this general reading was also about your, groups of people and relationships and that sort of thing. So this celebration, there's going to be some sort of this can go two ways, right? Okay. So if there is some sort of a celebration, there's going to be something nasty and bad that happens in that celebration. Or if there was to be some sort of celebration, party, get together and all of that, it will not necessarily happen. It's either or, it's if it does somehow get to the place where it happens, it's not gonna be very celebratory. Yeah, I guess. There's gonna be something amiss. There's not going to be any joy. There's not going to be any connection that people feel with each other. Something is amiss there. And then paired with this fool energy in the reverse, right? Fool is all about jumping and taking risks. In the reverse, the fool is all about not completely being manipulative and calculative, but he's like, I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere else, and I may not think this whole thing completely through, but at least I know I don't want to be here, and I'm leaving. There's going to be some sort of dissonance, some sort of a discordant sort of energy, I feel, that happens. And maybe, like specifically when we're talking relationships here, if there's a group of friends that you are all together, it might be that one amongst you might just want to walk away for whatever reasons, and those reasons will spread discordant energy, the people that are left behind, right? There's lies and manipulation at play, and maybe that's the person that held it all together too, so you don't know, right? Or if the celebration happens and this guy shows up and some craziness goes down, he's like, that's it, I'm out of here. So there's going to be some weird energy like that showing up around you, so just be aware of this. Scorpio being Scorpio, I'm just going to go right out and say it. I don't know, maybe you might just have been the cause of it too, quietly behind the scenes. Just saying. I'm not accusing, not all Scorpios are bad, but Scorpios are Scorpios. Oh boy. Okay. All right, let's see what happens in the work area. We have Cross, that is all about burdens. And then we have Fish. Oh boy. So burdens that are related to money, or burdens that are overcome by money. You can see whichever angle you like in this interpretation. Both interpretations are right. So some parts, sometimes it's some for some people one may apply, for some the other may apply. So there are some first part of the story is that there are some financial burdens upon you, and especially at the work sort of level. So if it's your own business, then it's going to be a tough month financially, or there's going to be a lot of bills to be paid. If this is, if you're employed, then you might have some financial burdens from the company. So there might be some issues with everybody's salary, not just yours, that sort of thing. So financial burdens. The other interpretation is that money will help you overcome burdens, right? So again, depending specifically at work. So if, let's say, you're working in a project which has a lot of hurdles, issues, burdens, problems, then money might, an influx of money might help ease away those burdens. Yeah, that sort of thing. That's what comes to mind. So next up, we have the card from the inner landscape oracle deck, which basically is all about. So if you're going to be doing shadow work or inner work this month, then this is a good card to sort of image, to sort of think about, journal, write, contemplate, that sort of thing. Excuse me. So you have a very interesting card. You have journey, right? There's water, and then there's a paper sort of sailboat in it, and the word here is journey. So Scorpios, you are being invited, right? Scorpio is a water sign again. There's all this water here. You are being invited to look at your journey through life, maybe your spiritual journey. And now this paper boat, it brings some other things to mind. Like, paper boats are temporary. They, we make them as children. Every time it rains or we have these little puddles, we set them and we see where they go. It's very cute. As kids, it was fun, enjoyable, all of that. But those paper boats, they don't have a long life. They don't last long. Eventually they get wet and soggy, and they drift to the bottom of the water puddle. So this again, so it can bring to mind the very frail nature of our life's journey, the very temporary nature of the life's journey in this whole spiritual journey, some, so to speak, or the very uh, easily destroyed nature of our journey. Or you could even go back to childhood and this paper boat and look like, that joy, that sense of happiness and freedom and clarity, in terms of what you want to do in life. So what sort of energies does this image really evoke for you? And when you have that focus, you can start thinking about how these energies have manifested in your life. If you want to recreate them, what you can do that. If you want to walk away from them, what is it that you need to do that. All of that. It's interesting. It's a very, very multifaceted image, and there's a lot to think about. And again, which again, maybe what I'm saying will trigger something, or something else will get triggered in your head once you look at this image. Whatever it is, we each have our own individual journeys, and we'll also arrive at individual conclusions to those thought processes as we go, thinking and contemplating on these paths. So see what this card has to tell you. Write about it in your journal. Keep it private, share it with someone, up to you. Right? Wow, this one, November looks like a very intense month for you, Scorpio. So hang in there. Okay. And finally, we come to the Pisces people, the fish people. Okay. So here is your general reading. This is the broad picture, big picture, right? You have Chariot, nice, and that is paired with the Queen of Cups, the therapist, in the reversed. Very, very interesting. Now again, Chariot is also a card connected with water, sign of Cancer actually. And then the Queen of Cups is also the water card. And you are a water sign. It's interesting. So there is going to be a very interesting journey happening in your life. Okay. Now this could all be a very, very actual journey, like a real trip and drive journey, something that will, it's very, very meaningful for you. And this, or it's just very much movement forward, or like a metaphorical journey. But this journey showing up in your life, and you are more or less in charge here, with willpower, with intent, with passion. You are like, okay, I'm gonna make this happen. And while you're doing that, right, here it's paired up with the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Now, if you see it upright again, this is a very interesting card. She's sitting there, seemingly her office is like in water. There's water in her office, and there are fish floating around, and she's the therapist. So what they're trying to show is that talking to someone and unburdening your feelings. And then in the reverse, this is going to be something very deeply meaningful for you. This is going to be something that emotionally is also very meaningful for you, but it helps you unburden, but it also brings up a lot of those emotions which you have thus far kept tightly sort of controlled. So while you are on this forward moving journey of your life, when you start talking to someone, it brings out some really painful emotional moments, and it overwhelms you to some, it will overwhelm you to some extent. But sorry, excuse me, but putting these together, it will still be a powerfully moving, forward moving aspect in your life's journey. So even if it makes you feel overwhelmed, even if it makes you feel all emotionals and feels and all of that, go for it, because it is still forward movement. Okay, so it could be, there are few ways this can show up. This is all very metaphorical, so it could be like along your life's journey in this particular month. You will feel strong enough to talk to someone, or open up to someone, and it's overwhelming, but it's still progress, right? Or another feeling that I'm getting is some of you may go on a trip, or road trip, or a drive or something. It could be a long trip, it could be a short trip, whatever. But it is during this trip, whoever is coming with you, is accompanying you. You talk to that person, you open up, you share. It is overwhelming, but then ultimately it's progress, and you come home or come back from that journey, or you return from that journey, and you feel good, right? You feel nice, you feel at ease that way. So whatever happens, whichever way it shows up, it's gonna be good. So letting go and sharing your feelings and emotions is gonna be helpful for you in ways that you have not thought about before. And even though it's overwhelming, it's gonna be good. Also, it is forward movement, and it is going to give you a sense of accomplishment and achievement. Wow. So now let's look at the relationship angle of the story. So again, this is not necessarily always a romantic thing, romantic relationships. It could be any relationship, but let's see what shows up. We have here the Five of Pentacles reversed, interesting, with the King of Pentacles reversed. Again, this is just very much, in connection with this, but now it's so interesting that you get all these pentacle cards. So this is all about relationships, remember? So this aspect, this Five of Pentacles, right? If you see, this is the card which talks about rejection. This is the card which talks about feeling left out. This is the card which talks about feeling destitute in a way. And so now what happens here, specifically from the very relationship angle and in the reverse, is that you are on a deeply emotional level dealing with a lot of insecurities that have accumulated in your life, that come out of the experience of being, say, rejected, or being left out in the cold, or just being dumped, for instance. And all those experiences have left you feeling carrying a huge chunk of insecurities and fears inside of you. And in the reverse, this Five of Pentacles is saying that you are slowly coming to terms with it, practically understanding that it is not, you are not unworthy or something like that. That these things happen. It's taking its own sweet time, this understanding dawning upon you, but you're getting there. You're slowly getting there. This King of Pentacles reverses. You're not quite completely on solid ground yet, where where you're confident and you're like, okay, sure. So this happened a few times, but that doesn't make me a bad person, right? It just maybe two people are not as compatible. So that's the whole energy that I'm feeling. You're not completely in that confident space yet, but you're getting there. So again, this is just talking about you practically, because I'm seeing the pentacles. I'm saying this is you practically trying to deal with a lot of the stuff that you've been carrying on you and within you from the past. This confession, or opening up, or sharing, or whatever, it's gonna be very useful. All these things, there's a lot more where this comes from. This is just the relationship area of your life. Maybe there's a lot of these are coming from other areas of your life, and talking to someone who's understanding and able to help you process these feelings in a much more real way is going to be helpful for you. You need to really talk to someone. Pisces, right? There's a lot that you have been carrying that needs to be dealt with, and it's about time that you do it, because once you do it, really things will start moving for you in your life. Okay, and you'll actually somewhere at least be closer to finding that solid, stable ground under your feet, where you're like, okay, you know what, I'm confident now, that sort of thing. That okay, even if, let's say, a similar situation happens to me again, I won't collapse the way I did, or I won't be besieged by my insecurities the way I have been now. that sort of thing. Okay, so now let's see what's showing up in the work space here. We have the whip, ouch, with the mountain. Uh-huh. This is a very unique combination where two negative cards paired up like this actually have a good sort of, connotation. Whips are all about fights, arguments. Whips are also about back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like an argument. But then the mountain is a hurdle. It's an immovable sort of energy that creates hurdles. So again, like I said, these arguments will not go anywhere, right? That is one energy. So it could be that at the workplace, there might be someone or a bunch of someones who are interested in creating a very, how do you say it, nasty, argumentative environment around you. The whole Five of Swords energy is there, right? Or they're trying to get into this back and forth, trying to goad you or egg you on into some sort of an argumentative stance, perhaps. But here you are, you're not going to let that happen, and those argumentative energies are not going to go anywhere. They're just going to be stalled in their path, right? And another interpretation that suddenly came to my mind is, these arguments are also going to remain where they are. They are also, because of this mountain, they're stuck in that space, right? So these argumentative people are not budging or not moving. So you will actually need to try to find a way to deal with them effectively. Because if you think that, if I ignore them, they will go away, they will not. If you're thinking that if I just don't pay attention to this, it will disappear, it will not, right? Although they can't go much farther than what they have already gone, right? Because of this mountain. But that also means that they will remain stuck at that spot and will not move from there. So ignoring them or whatever is not going to make them go away. You have to find a much better, much more effective way of handling these argumentative people or these argumentative situations so that they don't, maybe, obviously who likes to have that kind of environment at work. So you'll have to figure out how to make this go away in a much more, I don't know, better way that's kind of helpful to you. If you want, we can do a reading about this. But here's my thing, you need to deal with this. Ignoring it is not going to make it go away. That is for certain there. Now, the inner work card or the shadow work card, right? So if you're going to do some inner work, some shadow work, or some journaling or some contemplation, then this is the card for you. We have fair play. Oh, see how it all ties in together. Fair play, right? It's a very interesting card, right? You have a game of tic-tac-toe here, right? And whichever way you look at it, like either this one can win or this one can win. And then it's all on the beach, really, and there's waves coming, right? So it'll get washed off. So this winning losing thing, right? Uh, Ultimately, it's all gonna get washed away. But you gotta play the game. You gotta play it fair. So what are the rules of fair play? And this game ultimately is also, it's you first layer, of course, is what are those rules of fair play? What according to you is playing fair, right? And the different areas where that kind of whole game logic comes into play, your life, various areas of your life. So where in your life have you encountered instances of fair play and all of that? And how, if you were the one playing, then have you played fair? Or if you were the one being played, have you been fairly played with that way? Or on being, being unfairly played with that way. And then, of course, once that layer has been uncovered, the next part is the temporariness of it all. That once it's all, once the waves come, it'll all get washed away anyway, and then nothing. There will be nothing remaining of all that went down. So how does that make you feel? How does that, what emotions does that sort of ultimately evoke inside of you? These are some very interesting thoughts for you to think through, process, journal, contemplate, write, and all of that. It's something very interesting. Let's see what you discover in this thinking journey along that way. And from the shadow work perspective, how has that affected you? Because which aspects of yourself have you pushed away as a result of all this, or which aspects you feel that, oh, I should bring this out, this aspect of myself out. I've always pushed it away, but I don't need to. So what are these things, especially coming from these fair play situations, that you need to sort of think about and sort of see? Ah, how interesting. Okay, so this was reading for Pisces. Hey, I hope that the readings that I just did are helpful and meaningful for you in the month of November 2019. Thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, it encourages me a lot. Believe me, seeing your likes is something. It makes me feel really good. Makes me feel like, oh yeah, okay, they liked it, they got it, they appreciated it. you know and so yeah, and if whatever you feel like, if it resonated with you, if it made sense with to you, if you like, yeah, yeah man, this means, if you felt that, yeah, right, kind of thing, just go ahead and put your thoughts in the comment section. Okay, I like hearing from you as well. So I hope your November is awesome and great, and the guidance from the cards that has come through for you is helpful for you in figuring out your path, in handling whatever comes your way in that month. And I hope that everything works out. Hmm? So thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I post my card a day readings every day. You can also order a reading for yourself, or you can learn how to read tarot from me, of course. All of these links are in the description, so check that out. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, stay good, be good, and play with your cards. Bye now.